Hi, we are Group 4. My name is Cade Birchby. We also have Dylan Hogue, Darren Collins, Paul Crane, and Zach Brittner. We're going to be discussing the Rain Bird Cirrus system. So first off, you'll see a bunch of tabs that you can select. We'll go over this. This is the system status. So right now it says we have messages. To delete those messages or reset them, you press the hand pointing towards the red button. So it'll reset the alarm. We can go back into it just to show the different statuses. So right now the red dot, no field activity, and there are no alarm messages. So then we're going to go into the system settings. Right here we have the hardware. So to ensure that we got to make sure we're not using the two-wire system or the link system, but we are going to be using a decoder system. So you press these three little dots, and then once you select that, you hit OK, which will set up the demo for your system. Now I'm going to pass it over to Dill where he can discuss the other settings.
All right, so here we're going to click on international settings. When you open up this page, you can see the different volumes of how you're going to measure. So right now we're in gallons per minute, so we're happy with that. When you do open up this for the first time, it is going to be on liters per second, so just change to whatever one you want to work in. From there, system capacities and system data tables, those are going to be in later videos. We'll discuss those another time. Right now, we'll click on area definition tables. So from there, we have ordered our area of importance, what we feel is necessary. So we went with greens, tees, fairways, approach, surrounds, and roughs. So from there, just each area has its own handle, so with the respected letter, and then we just named each area. By doing this data, this just saves you time. Once you have all those areas inputted in your respected order, you can close this screen and automatically save. From there, we're going to pass it on to Zach.
We're going to go to our system or default data settings. And then we're going to set the run times to 10 minutes for each of these zones. And that's just to give yourself a workable number, which is easier when setting irrigation in the future. And then from there, we're going to go to the rotor head settings. And we're going to allocate which head is respected to which zone. And for those, it's the greens are Eagle 700s and as well as tees. Surrounds are the Eagle 950s. The rough is and they're all at orange nozzles, 80 psi. And then for rough and fairway, they're both 900 series. And again, orange nozzle, 80 psi. As well, there you can also go and indicate if you have majority of your heads paired in certain areas, you can say it just over where the mouse is right now, saying two heads or one head, and that'll just be easier when you're working with your decoders in the future. Oh, and then you need to import this information, so click the import button and click all areas, all other areas, and all data, and press OK. And this will help you because it'll load up into your main program.
So now we can close that and go into our station details. So that's where Paul will take it away.
Okay, so for our station details, you can see in the top left corner there with the grid is the course that you're on. So with this system, you can use up to 3 courses. So for right now, we're just going to be on course number 1. Just below that is the hole for the course that you're on. So we're going to set up a hole here for you and show you how it's done. So for hole 1, if you click on greens and then for how many stations or zones you're using, you'll hit the plus sign that many times. So in our example, we have 5 greens, so you can hit that 5 times. Okay, and now here, where Cade's going over there is, so that was the decoder address to the left, the decoder type. For our greens, we're going to use the 600s. So we can enter those in there, and you can see the imported data all to the right there, from the runtime of 10 minutes to the gallons per minute with the orange nozzle with the 700 series head. And if you were to scroll down, you'd see the amount of rotors per that station is just one for each green. And so then we'll go to tees now. And for tees, there are 5 stations as well. And we can do all that information as well.
Are they 601s?
So for tees, they are the paired heads. So for paired heads, we're going to use the 202 decoders. Any single heads, we're going to use the 102 decoders if there happened to be one on a loop or anything like that. And you can see all the imported data. Because there's 2 rotors, you can see that it's doubled the gallons per minute for that area there. And we'll go to fairways, and we can just add all the numbers here, and then I'll let Darren add in the rest. So for fairways, we had 10 stations. For surrounds, there's 4 stations. And for the approach, there's the 1 paired station there, the front. And for roughs, there is 3, 2 paired with 1 single. And I'll pass it over to Darren to kind of talk about some of the finer details and help fill out the rest of the information we'll be filling out today.
So once you have inputted all of the data from your stations on the course, you want to head to the All Areas menu. And once you get in there, it will show you all the areas together on one page as to how you inputted them. So you have to make sure that your decoder type matches the decoder type that's out on the course. So the greens all are running off the FD601 decoder. Any of the paired heads are running off the FD202 decoders, and single heads will be running off the FD102s. So you want to make sure that any of your sets that have 2 rotors on them are set to the FD202 decoders. Basically, this is just a simple overview as to how to start putting in your data and building your database for the course. You also need to add in the decoder address. And so because this is hole 1 and none of the decoders can have the same number, we're just going to start at 1 and build our decoder numbers from there, moving upwards as we create new holes. So I believe this hole has 28 sets of data on it. And so on hole 2, your decoder numbers would start again at 29 so that you weren't duplicating any of them. You really want to make sure going through this that you input this information correctly, as it can have a drastic effect on the efficiency of your system when it comes to actually running it. So yeah, that's basically
solenoids.
Oh, sorry. The number of solenoids also has to match the number of routers on each set. So anywhere where you have 2 routers on a set, you have to make sure that you set it to show 2 solenoids as well.